Hey everybody, it's Mike Patterson and I'm back at the studio. So today I want to talk a little bit about what you're doing with your photography. Now this applies to beginners, this applies to intermediate people, and this applies to your professional people. So many people that get involved in things nowadays are so tied into all the specs about it. They're so tied into all the you can and you cannot. They're so tied into you need this or you need that they actually don't do what they're setting out to do. A couple examples. I know a number of people who cycle. I've been involved in cycling since I was 6 years old. I love bike riding. I know a number of people can tell you every makeup of every bike that's out there. I know that they know that that frame is a chromoly frame, and then that frame was a steel frame until 19 so and so, and then it switched to being this. And I know they know every spec and everything. I know they have a beautiful collection of bikes, but they never ride. They have the bikes, they have the specs, they have everything, but they never get out on their bikes. Why? Well, because the weather's not quite right, or because it's a little bit this, or it's a little bit that, or that bike needs to be fixed before they can go out, and so on and so forth. Well, this also applies to photographers. So many photographers get tied into all of this stuff that they never get out and take pictures. And one of the big things I tell to all my students is, best way you can improve your photography isn't to sit behind your computer and watch YouTube videos, although I'm grateful you're doing it now. It isn't about reading specs that some guy sitting in his office in New York decided was important about photography. It's not reading about the new camera that's coming out and dreaming about that mirrorless camera or that camera that will do this or this new lens. It's taking the equipment that you have, going out and actually doing pictures. And if I can tell you anything to improve your photography, to become a better photographer, become a better anything, it's to get out and actually do it. Stop reading, stop writing, stop figuring out, stop doing all of this stuff and just do it. Now, obviously, if you're a photographer, there's things that you have to do to get a good picture. Camera moving is going to blur your pictures, obviously. It's too slow of a shutter speed with a moving object, it's going to be blurred. Underexposure, overexposure, all those things are pertinent. But at the same time, reading up on it and not knowing how it applies to actual everyday photography will do you no good. A number of years ago, I was asked to speak about digital photography. I was the first studio in Southern Alberta to move into digital photography. I actually was given a camera from one of the manufacturers to use. Well, they actually gave it to me. I used it for a while. I didn't like it. I actually ended up selling it because I just didn't like it. But when a new digital camera came out about a year later, I bought it. I was asked by a camera club to give a talk about the future of digital. Did my talk, and of course there was somebody there that knew all the specs and swore right, left, and center that I could not take a picture with my digital camera and print it, and it would not look close to being good. Why did he know this? Because some guy in the States did a test with his Leica camera using a 200-pound tripod, using this lens, using this darkroom, using this and this and this and this and this. And he used electron microscope and he read the print when it was done. And he said, before we can even print an 8x10 from digital, we needed a 400 megapixel camera. Well, at that point, I was printing 8x10s, 11x14s, and even 16x20s from my digital camera. And my clients were ecstatic with it. This guy stood up, this guy argued with me for the whole question and answer session, saying that it couldn't be done. He knew it because he read this report, and this report was everywhere. This report was on the internet, this report was in magazines, this report was everywhere. And this guy guaranteed me it could not be done. Even with seeing the prints I had at that talk, he still didn't believe it. In fact, I even offered to have him or any of his group that was with him come into my studio and I would take their picture and give them a print of it and they could see what digital photography could do, even though they didn't believe the pictures in front of them. Well, that happens so much. So once you get your camera, don't wait for the next camera. Once you get your lens, don't wait for your next lens. Once you get the ability to start taking pictures, get out there and get going. It's just, don't sit in the house waiting for the perfect day. Don't sit in the house waiting for having 3 hours to go and take a picture. Go in your backyard, snap some pictures, make mistakes, learn. There's a lot of stuff in photography that's suggestions, that's guidelines, but a lot of times things can be twisted or bent or moved around so that they work for you. Many years ago, I was having coffee with a photographer friend. He's an amazing sports photographer. Pulled out of his briefcase that he had with him a picture, and he says, "What do you think of this picture?" I looked at the picture and I said, "Well, that's a pretty good picture." Actually, it wasn't. It was a picture of boxing fight, and it was blurry. It wasn't exposed correctly. There was a lot of things wrong with it. He says it's the most renowned boxing photo ever shot. I looked at it and went, "Why?" And he told me why. I says, "Then that picture is an amazing picture. Nobody else got the shot other than that one photographer. Nobody else expected that to happen. That one photographer caught it. Even though that picture did not meet all the specs, all the guidelines, everything, that picture was amazing for what it was." So, not that you can take bad pictures and sell them as good, but get out there and learn. Get out there and try. Stop reading about the specs. Stop waiting for the next camera. Stop waiting to somebody to support your ideas, and get out there and take some pictures. You'll be amazed at what you can do. So until next time, have a great day. Get out there and get some amazing pictures, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye now. Thank you for watching my video. If you like this video, please click on the like button, which is the thumbs up button. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please click on the subscribe button and then click on the bell next to the subscribe button so you'll be notified when any new videos are uploaded. Thank you and have a great day.